you for having me here. I just love the arts here. I can feel the vibe, feel the positivity, the joy from the artwork. So can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
What gets you started from in the first place to start drawing this kind of happy art, like colorful art?
It came from a place of it was a kind of like I'm going to start with a gift. It came to me as a gift at a time that I needed a lot of support, and it the first came like blobs of colors, and they I understood it as they came from within, as showing me that I had this joy inside of me, and it came to support me and to kind of like help me, and I wanted to share that with others because I understood it as you can have it if you want it. You just remove the veil from reality, and then you can have access to that joy. And it was very useful for me then. It's been useful ever since, and I learned about a different way of approaching happiness. Happiness is a thing that you choose for yourself, and during hard time you choose it in its smallest intervals, and you have it with you. It's just like that belief makes things easy in life. And I love that whenever people like you come and visit and understand and get it and feel the joy and the happiness, and it's just okay, this is exactly what I want to show. It is here, it exists. It's just like move the veil a little bit and then you'll get it.
Definitely, very well said. When I saw the busy mom that picture, I we are busy people. Me and my wife, we are parents, are so chaotic sometimes, right?
Yeah, it feels like multiplying.
Yeah. But you
That's
still see the joy with the choice of color, the way things entangle, but still in a sense of unity and love.
yes,
Wow,
yeah.
so,
Because
touched.
as a parent, you juggle everything that you have, but you still do it. You have the energy to do it for your kids.
Yes.
So it's just like, but really, if I remember when I painted that, my son was 12, and I said, okay, it's like 12 times the amount of kids because they're really energetic, and they take, and but it's so much love there that it's a joyful thing, even though they multiply and you have to juggle it around. But yeah, being a mom it's a very real representation of my life. So it speaks to others that are, parents the same. So
You know what? The arts really reminds me centering your soul
uh-huh.
uh, with the source of your joy that's surrounding you and within you and above you. That's really almost mystical to me.
The connection of like mysticism, I do a lot of my paintings in connection with that because I like to do meditation. So I have many pieces that are done purely on meditation. I'm not showing this here, but this is a result of a lot of meditation, to learning of how to level emotions so you can see things as they truly are and understand life in a more transcendental way. So that's where you can kind of like tap into the energy of the universe, and everything is outside but also within you. That's how I say, okay, it came to me and it was like a gift given to me. But it's also something that I can get to share and showcase to others. And having the opportunity to show everything here together is amazing because it really gives the space for people to engage with it. And I didn't want to overcrowd it with a lot of paintings. I made the bigger and the larger. It's like you can actually sit down with a distance and the sunrise. You can actually see the sunrise and connect to it because that gives you time for deeper emotions. And if you come back in a different times today, we have a lot of people here. But if you come back in a different times, there's more soothing. You can actually have your own meditation or your connection, or it could be meditation or praying, or however your soul connects with you. And I think that's very vital. As an artist, I get to show it, but anybody, that connection is imperative to have to live a fulfilling life.
Yes. Just like in Christianity, we say God is transcendent and immanent. So He's above all, but also within us.
Within, yeah.
In
So
Christ, yeah.
without having it into because my family, my mom is Jewish, my father is Catholic, so I have both worlds. But without putting into just the frame of one religion, as humans, we need to have this connection, and this connection allows us to grow. Not only as individuals, as a society. And my work is about inclusion. And I believe that the first thing for inclusion is to learn to love yourself with your flaws and your virtues and as a whole. And then you're not projecting. You really are going out and being open.
Open your heart.
To open your heart to receive others. So that creates a world where we can learn from one another.
Very well said. Like humanity needs a bigger heart like you. After pandemic, 3 years lockdown, all these rules, restrictions, but finally,
connection. We learned that human connection was a need. It was not being separate from one another was really detrimental for health of many. So it's thank God we're over that, and I hope we don't get another one. But unity and having this openness to others, and like we cannot live in a divided society. We have to embrace one another and learn from each other so we can grow and overcome some difficult situations.
Yes, it's the first time we come to know each other, but can sense the connectivity, the human connection through the arts, culture, and reflecting on what the soul and human identity means to us. So it's very grateful.
I feel
I'm
very
really
blessed that you're here. So
Yes,
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's wonderful. I wish you all the best
Thank
in
you.
your upcoming journey of arts, and I wish you all the best in the family as well. To marvel the future.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, this is absolutely amazing, and you deserve all the praise for putting this together. I love
you.
you and your
do,
work.
yes.
But I have one question. All your little miniatures of these fabulous women, where did you get the inspiration for their faces and their costumes? And did you see a picture?
Yes. All of the women selected had either a self-portrait or a portrait painting of them from the beginning, because it's from the 12th century and up. And then most recently I get photography.
Oh,
So there were many women that had amazing lives and were super interesting, but I could not include them because I didn't have a portrait of them.
Oh, right.
So they're all based in either paintings or photography. The ones at the beginning, which they had Romanesque style, so it's very geometric lining, and it's not a full face.
Yep.
So I did my own sketches on how to translate that into a more 3D type of face.
Right.
And the little, because I had a little mini super duper tiny sketchbook, and you can see in one of the boxes. So I did the sketching for those in that little tiny super little sketchbook that my mom gave me.
Okay.
And it's there, and I wanted to include it in the exhibit because you get to see, like, okay, this is
I saw it in there. It's in the showcase. Right.
I also included there because I did all the paintings with 3 colors.
Oh.
That's white. I did all the mixings for all the colors, and the graphite is the little one. I just chop it and add it. So I wanted to showcase that because also I went with very primary sets of colors and all, so I could embrace the whole thing of the human limitation and all that, because I really wanted to bring the entire subject. The title to me brings great importance.
Right. You did a great job.
Oh.
I love your work.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really
I can't
happy.
imagine with a little tiny paintbrush.
Yeah.
With one hair.
Not only that, I had to really study how long would it take for me to deliver the paint. So I had to look for a long time to my reference. And then once I went in, I couldn't really lift my eyes because your hand-brain relation, so you move the brush a little bit.
Yeah.
If I were to lift my eyes, then my next brush stroke will be bigger.
Oh.
So I had to memorize, okay, these features go like this, and memorize, look at it for a long time, and then go back and do it. So I had to have a type of brush that would hold the paint, the little bit of paint, enough for me to grab the paint and put it into the little piece of paper. And I was working, instead of having a glass of water, I had a little drop of water on the side, and I would dip my brush in the drop of water. Everything was done very in a miniature world kind of.
Right. And you said you didn't use a magnifying glass.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
So you can see, because my eyesight kind of deteriorated from
Yeah.
when I started and when I finished. And the most notably is, I've been sharing this, is the painting that I did for number 10 and 9. So it's Katarina van Hemesen and Sophonis van Wisola, which was one of the first one I painted. The one that actually gave me the inspiration to do the whole thing. And I left Katarina van Hemesen for the last because I wanted to honor her. And she was the first one to paint herself in front of an easel, male or female. So it's very important for artists, like, to showcase as an artist, like, I'm an important artist.
Right.
And I just, like, by the time I painted it, my eyesight had diminished.
Yeah.
So the details are not as great. I love the way it came out anyway.
Right.
But you can see 9 and 10, and the one when I put them together, oh my God, they're together. It was like, it's very, very present that I had a loss of eyesight while I was working. That also adds humanity to the entire series. So in a way, I also love it and like sharing it, because that was my humanity, my own limitation going down.
Right. How's your eyesight now?
Oh, it's just it's like more stable. Stable. But yeah, I have I now wear glasses, like far sight and all that, but still, but that's what happens, So it's but because at one point I was, okay, what if now I add a little bit of magnifying? Who will know? And it's like, no. The whole concept is important to me, because this is an exaggeration in history that they were not included in the books because of a human limitation.
Right.
If I were to take add my magnifier and take the human limitation out of it, then the whole title and the whole premise that I base my thing would be lost.
Yeah.
So I had to remain true, and 9 and 10 are the giveaway of what happened.
And about how long does it take you to do?
It could be up to 4 days, because every layer of paint needs to dry perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, next time if you go with the brush and it opens, a little bit, then you damage the whole thing, and I had to start over because it's such a tiny little piece.
Right.
So the resting time is big.
Right.
And that makes it, being up to 4 days. Some of them I went faster in 1 or 2 days of work, and I was heavily set on researching and learning and then painting them. So I had like a conversation while painting, because I knew who they were and all of that, so that I gave dimension. So I wasn't really painting in tandem. Like I would start this and finish that one. I wanted to, some of them I did if they were friends, because some of them are friends or rivals.
Rivals, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
There's some that they didn't like each other. They were in different aisles of politic views, pro monarchy or against the monarchy, and all that. So them, I had a few that were done together. So it was like a fun bit,
Right.
Fun adventure.
What's your next project?
I have some ideas, but I have not really put them down. But I have several. So I will be applying for another grant. I believe.
I will write a letter for you.
Perfect. I appreciate that, because your support has been great for my development as an artist, and I truly appreciate you and everything that you've done. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good. Hug.
Yes.
Hi. Don't fall over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
You came all the way from California.
Yes. So I actually have a question, maybe multi-layered, then I have a comment statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my first question is, where did you find the time to do this?
That's the question that I don't sleep that much. I only sleep like 4 hours a night. That's me, and it's just like I'm passionate about what I do, and it's just like I don't stop with, and I think it's something I haven't shared with you. Me being an artist is a gift that I got from my son. I studied a different thing, and I was doing that, but because of my son, and he has special needs and we decided that to help him thrive in life, I would dedicate to him fully. And art has always been my language. So he was nonverbal, and I said, okay, what if art is also his language? And I started interacting with him with drawings and paintings and creating projects and all of that. And that's how I became an artist. So it's his gift to me.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't ever stop creating things because either I'm working on my own things or I'm doing projects with him. He does paint too.
Okay.
And when we started doing this, I started learning about his world and what he needed.
Okay.
And that's how we connected. And how we actually, by the time that he was 7, he learned to speak because we knew what he liked, so we could, entice him and communicate, and he became a happy kid.
Oh.
So to me, art has given me so much because it gave me another life and also a connection with my son that I cherish. So it's not something I can stop. If I'm awake, I'm creating. It's just like it's the way that my life works.
So it's the passion that gives you the energy and the time
Yes.
to keep pressing forward.
Yes. And,
Wow.
and I'm very committed to the core concept of my work is inclusion.
Yes.
So I'm very committed to that message. And I create spaces to talk about inclusion in different aspects because one is coming from within. Okay, I need to learn to know myself, to love myself. And then I can be open to learn and embrace others. That's when I can go out. And then I want to include, like what I did with Exaggeration of History, I want to include the women because they were supposed to be already taken, into consideration since they were amazing and they're during their time, respected during their time. So I wanted to include them. So it's just like I'm passionate about that, and I want to tap into inclusion in different aspects. So it's like a wealth of things that I can do, and I want to create spaces. Like to me, the installation was very important because I want to create a space where people would gather, and if you can sit down on the lawn and enjoy what's happening around you. And thanks to you and your amazing app and all of that, I can get people looking at the sunrise while within this place that has a roof.
Yes.
So it's just like it's incredible that we could have now art and technology coming together, and that I found you because out of like it was finding you was also a thing,
Well, and that goes into my statement is, I think you did 101 pictures, right?
Yeah.
I think you should be the 102nd because to be able to dedicate your time, like we connected over a year, maybe even a year and a half ago. And you said you have this idea for an art installation where you want to portray women in history and then add an AR experience to that. That was over a year ago.
Yeah.
And for you to commit to that, but to actually come in here and see what you actually done, to not only research the women, then paint the women, then do the write-up, right?
Yeah.
And then do the videos.
Yeah.
And then come in here and set all of this up. Like, that's amazing in itself. So I just want to give you your props. And
Thank you.
for me, the takeaway and the lesson is believe in what you're doing. Believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and desire and passion will overrule anything.
Yeah.
And I know you have life, you have a special needs child. This not only brought you closer, but I'm sure that brings challenges in your life. But to be able to still follow through from day one to today, I mean, that's amazing. So my statement is, this is beautiful. You're the 102nd woman that needs to be on there. So if I could paint, I'll paint you. But you should go home and paint yourself and put yourself on the wall. But this is beautiful. And I just want to thank you for utilizing my technology, because coming in here today, you've helped me realize my dream. Like when I envisioned Interapp almost 5 years ago, this is how I saw it living.
Yeah.
And you brought that to life. So thank you for
Together.
that. Together. We did it together. But you've made that vision and that dream a reality for me. So I just want to thank you for that. And that's inspirational. So beautiful. I wish you all the best on the rest of the installation and the time here. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Right, thank you.
Thank you
so much. Right.
I don't know if you addressed it before, but what about the research that went into picking these women? How did you pick 100 out of how many, and where did you get your research from?
That's a lot. Okay, to unpack there. So I had this list where I put a name and then I left kind of like blanks in between because I had a name here and a name there. So I put them by year. So I want to, and then I was kind of like filling them in as much as like I do like a soft research. Okay, I want women
On the internet or?
at the beginning it was on the internet, yeah. So I wanted soft research to I wanted to have the first to paint a mural, the first to become an artist with a contract, the first one to be included in whatever. So I wanted all those first. So I went looking for all the first that I could imagine. So okay, who was the first? So I became with them. So I created the list. Took me a long time to create.
I would think.
A long time. I even didn't submitted it for the grant, and one of the cons I got from the reviews was like the list of the artists was not submitted. I said, yeah, no, I can't because that requires a long time to research and to say, okay, I want to include this and that or exclude this one. I had to. There are several that people ask me, do you have this one? Because I said, no, because I had too many French women. Because I also had to make I wanted a mix into the balance. It couldn't not, because there's so many in each area. But also at the beginning, it's more European because there's no other, research done by other places. So it was, so I left blank spaces. Okay, I have enough of this place from this. I'm gonna go look for in another place, and then I got books. There are books that people are doing research. Like I would say in the last 20 years, there's people researching other women. So Lavinia Fontana, Sofonisba, they are having exhibits in some museums. So there's even the exhibit books from the actual exhibits are a really good resource, and some museums that do have some of the paintings that have little literature, and so I bought, and then some of them had their own memoirs, and I actually available online, which was amazing. I don't remember. There's a database that has a lot of old books stored in it, and so J Store. I know the logo. I had it like.
So it almost took as much time to research and it did to paint.
I would say even more. I think it's more research. Yeah, I would say more research than painting. Painting took a long time, but research was really intense because also I couldn't stop. Like I could have researched them because I ended up doing a 30-second bios, but I became enamored with their lives and I wanted to learn more. So I started reading more and more and more and more. And it was like, okay, I have too much material, So I have. In one archive, I have, okay, I'm going to make a book because I have a lot of things that I had to leave behind. And then I had the other research that I actually, summarize and use for this. So I kind of have several words. Okay, I'm going to leave all this and then I have all the links and all the books that I use and all the reference. So I want to have like a book where I can include all the reference that I have because it's so many.
Yeah.
So many, but I had fun reading and learning about them, and from the most recent one, there were actually interviews, so I could hear them speaking and them giving advice and things that there is Merit Oppenheim that gave me one sentence that to me was very important. She said something on the sort because I'm not gonna. She said, "Nobody will give you freedom. You have to take it." And she was talking about having different type of mediums as an artist, not choosing just a single one, which is actually what I do because I am very versatile and I like doing the little realistic miniatures and my abstract painting. So it was okay. There were more women doing this, and then from before there are other women stating the same thing that women are very multitasking. So we like different things and we research different things, so we can do different things.
Well, you can.
So many women. Yeah, and but it's just like it's so enriching to learn about how they started at the beginning, what they did, and who they were until today time. And it's a big lesson of if you can, you do it. It's just a matter of conviction and having the passion to go forward with it. And that moved me. That gave me a lot of power.
Now, I wanted to ask about these paintings on this side. Do you have a studio? Some of those canvases are quite large.
Yes.
Where do you paint? You know, and so on.
I have a studio at home.
At home.
At home. So I use the garage, the studio, the living room, the dining room. At one point, I take over. Sometimes when I do the large paintings, I take over. But yeah, I paint on the floor if I need to. It's it's very freeing though to paint the large ones. I love painting the large ones because they are the paintings. They all belong to a series called Harvesting Light. So it's like fruits of joy that are there for the taking. That's kind of like the broad concept of the paintings. So when I'm painting them, I'm feeling myself with this energy and this joy, and it's just like gives me so much to be. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. I don't really have the words for that. So I enjoy them, and I don't mind the size. I want larger sizes, and when the canvas, like, I want more. Like, I want more. But yeah, it's hard to find them at home, so I don't paint that size too often. But it was important for me to bring them here because I wanted to have the canvas. It was very important. So I had a lot of fun.
Good.
And a
Well,
lot of
thank
fun.
you. Thank you.